Hello everyone, Crimson Cavalier here, and we are playing The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. This is the second episode. In our last episode, we rescued the princess from the dungeon, took her to the sanctuary, and found the old man who can tell us more about the Master Sword. In order to retrieve the Master Sword, he told us we need 3 pendants, which are located across the land. He told us where the first pendant is located, and he told us to go get it. So this is the East Palace, the place where he told us to go, and we're about to go in and tackle our very first dungeon. Now, as I mentioned in the first episode, the music in this game is fantastic. The dungeon music, in particular, is one of my favorites. So, kind of creepy, very creepy. First thing we're going to do is remove that pot, step on the switch, and fight these Medusa guys. They're very generous with their rupees. Step on the switch on the floor, and we're going to go into the room I like to call the dodgeball room. You can see balls coming from the top of the room. There are little gaps on the side here if you want to hide from them, because that's what comes next. The big one. You want to avoid that one. Most of the enemies and hazards this early in the game don't do that much damage, but as we only have 4 hearts, even half a heart of damage can be pretty devastating. Taking care not to jump back down there, we're going to make our way back around. Another thing I like about this game is the dungeon design. Multiple levels, multiple floors in each level. I meant to say multiple floors and multiple levels in each floor. So here's we're gonna be fighting another classic Zelda monster, the Stalfos. Unlike in other games, these guys don't have swords. They just kind of walk around the environment. As you can see, I'm hitting them with my shield. You may be wondering why I'm not hacking at them with my sword, and I will show you that later. But for now, let's move on. In the next room, we try to avoid the bubble at all costs because he'll take a heart, as well as draining some of our magic power. Now, it's not necessary to collect the map or the compass. As I mentioned in the first episode, the map is a little bit pointless. It just shows you the rooms in the dungeon. If I take a look at the map real quick, you'll see that this dungeon has 2 floors, and that's it. It's a very short, straightforward dungeon. But no matter, we'll continue on. This next room we have the Stalfos again. Now I'll show you why I don't hack at them with my sword. There. Every time I swing my sword, they jump away, making it a little bit difficult to attack them. So you can kill them by cornering them like this, and then they can't jump away from you. Or you put out your sword like that, and you can just walk up to them and poke them. They don't run away from that. Or you can hit them with a boomerang, or you can just do a spin attack, and they can't avoid that either. If you're so inclined to defeat them, those are the ways to do it. Another way, actually, and one of my favorites because it's the easiest, pots. They don't dodge the pots. They don't run away from the pots. In a room like this where you do have to actually kill every enemy to proceed, those little tricks can come in handy. Otherwise, I usually just avoid them altogether. They're not really necessary to kill. In this room, we get the compass. So the compass pinpoints the lair of the evil monster guarding the dungeon. Like I said, completely useless. You open up your map, it shows a little skull depicting where the boss is. That's the only thing that the compass does. Unlike in future Zelda games, where the compass will let you know where there are treasure chests, this one does not do that. Moving on, we have a weird looking tile. If I touch it, Link, it is Asarsala. I can talk to you telepathically when you touch these tiles. Here is a hint. You can use the treasure hidden in this palace to defeat armored foes. So every once in a while in a dungeon, you'll find those tiles and you can get hits from them. That's pretty much all that is. The armored foes he was speaking of are those green things that we walked by. We'll tackle those in a little bit, but for now we're going to skip them. So here's another dark room. You may remember these from the dungeon area, sewer area of our previous level. We're just going to make a big circle, go into this door, and we're going to look for a key that will let us proceed through the locked room we saw earlier. I think there are only 2 skulls in here. It doesn't matter. 2 skeletons. We found the key. That's all we care about. We're going to make our way around the room again, avoiding the bubbles and opening the door. So now you can see something that I mentioned earlier. It's the same floor, but there are multiple levels of the floor. We are now above the dodgeball room. Kinda cool, I like it. In this next room you will see a locked door with a different kind of lock. I can't lock it. I can't unlock it because I don't have the big key. The big key is what we're looking for in this room. So, it's our first encounter with those green guys. Now, the green guys, you can kill them one of 3 ways. You can kill them with 1 pot to the face, like I did there. You can kill them with a bunch of sword hits, it takes forever. Or, as I will show you later, you can kill them with an arrow. But more on that later. We now have the big key and we can move on. So pretty much we just made a big circle. That's okay. We're going to get rid of these just because I don't like them. Now they are invulnerable when their eyes are closed. You cannot hurt them when their eyes are closed. So you have to make sure that their eyes are open before you can kill them. So we get close to them, they open their eye, bam. And that's all. So now we're going to come down here, we're going to open the chest, and we're going to get the bow. We can shoot arrows until we run out. And we're going to get out of this room quickly, because from the ceiling, we're being attacked by these heads. Like I mentioned before, if you're going upstairs, the enemies freeze. So, as you saw, as I was going up the stairs, the head stopped following me for a second, which is kind of nice. Now we have the bow, and I can show you how you can kill these guys a lot faster. 1 bow, 1 arrow to the face. And that's it. Before moving on, however, I'm going to head over to the right and go through this here door. I don't like to have items equipped, like bombs and arrows that I can accidentally use and waste. So that's why I keep switching back and forth. And besides, the boomerang to me is one of the most useful items in the game. And as I mentioned before, you don't need to upgrade your wallet to have more rupees. So collect away, my friends. Collect all the rupees your little heart desires. Avoiding the bubble. Whew, that was a close one. Pressing the switch. So, 3 of these armored guys. We're going to kill the first one with an arrow. But I don't like to waste my arrows, so for the next one, I'm going to use a pot. We're going to press the switch, and we're going to move on. Another dodgeball room, which we can avoid easily. As I said, you can corner the Stalfos, and after some difficulty, you can kill them. Now, the red ones, remember, there are different colors for different strength of enemy. These guys take 2 arrows, and you cannot kill them with pots, and you cannot kill them with your sword. Only the arrows will work. Just a little something to keep in mind. In the next room, I like to charge my sword up and kill all those guys at once. Now, as you can see, these 2 guys are in close proximity, so it's going to be hard to wake one up and not the other one. In fact, impossible. That's okay. We're going to kill that guy, and then we're going to kill this guy. We will now break open all these pots and collect as many arrows and items as we can, because, as you can see, we're about to enter the final room of the dungeon and fight the boss. Armed with 30 arrows, we can now come in here. This is a very straightforward fight. These guys will start jumping around. Avoid them by standing in the corner. It will close their formation, and then they will line up against the wall. As they line up against the wall, you can start peppering them with arrows. Now you noticed I kind of didn't just focus on one, I was focusing on each one of them. The reason for this is, as you kill them, wow, that was a kind of a glitch, it seemed like, didn't it? The last enemy remaining will become a lot more dangerous, so it's good to spread the love and kill all of them kind of together. I shouldn't have done that, I should have just stayed. You can also hit them with your sword if you run out of arrows, but that should not be an issue. So now we have 3 left. They're a lot less dangerous now. Now we have 2 left. As I mentioned, this guy now becomes a lot more dangerous. He starts hopping around trying to stomp you. That doesn't mean he's hard. There you go. And with that, we've collected our second heart container and our first pendant. I hope you enjoyed this episode. But before we quit, we're going to go ahead and take it back to the entrance, which you are automatically transported to after completing the dungeon. So, 1 temple down, 1 pendant down, and in the next episode we're going to go to Saharsala. He's going to give us a present, and we're going to make our way to the second dungeon. Thank you very much for watching.